It's time now for the Peter Channel 11 o'clock news on this late Saturday night, August 27th, 2016. Good evening, everybody. I am Peter Wiggins, and I are late at 11 o'clock news on. Top story the 11th hour is Nakia Aldridge was walking near a Southside Chicago school fighting to register some of her 4 children when she was shot in the head, an innocent victim in the crossfire. Des Moines. Donald Trump provided on Saturday a more detailed look at his immigration policy, returning issued a week in which he tried to clarify an immigration plan but avoids key issue. A Southwest Airlines company flight landed safely Saturday morning following a major malfunction in one of its 2 engines during a flight across the southeastern United States, as the Bourne company was flying from North Orlando where it stopped in Pensacola, Florida. Alleged smugglers busted up just off Interstate 15 in North Carolina, San Diego, were hauling $3 million in 2 vehicles, as the Border Patrol makes the largest currency seizure ever in San Diego. Caracas, Turkey. Rebels supported by Turkey fought Kurdish forces in northern Syria on Saturday as Ankara ratcheted up its cross-border offensive by saying that it had launched airstrikes against both Kurdish forces and Islamic State. Ascoli Piceno. Italy began the painful task of burning Saturday morning, following a massive earthquake as aftershocks rattled the heart of the country. The death toll climbed to 290. 2 men in a remote community in Canada have found out today a switchboard for 41 years ago, as Leon Swanson and David Tate Jr. know each other and continue to live in the same town of 5,000 people who are mostly indigenous from the Cree Nation. Raleigh, North Carolina. A federal judge ruled Friday that 2 students and employees must be allowed to use restrooms matching their gender identity at the University of North Carolina campuses. It said they have a strong chance of a permanent state. Durant, Mississippi. A man suspecting the slayings of 2 nuns found dead in their Mississippi home confessed to the killings, the sheriff said on Saturday. The latest twist of a crime that has horrified people in a small community where the women served. Authorities say a man took his own life in the Eastern Ohio courthouse moments after he was sentenced to 13 years in prison. Jefferson County prosecutor Jane Harden says 42-year-old Jason Benequist was being led out by the court by a deputy on Friday. As Fed Year's rate hikes, policymakers plan for the brave new world. This has been the planet's hottest summer in recorded history, so it's nice to know that Elon Musk has commenced his grand scheme to transform the energy business, so provided that there's a chance Aslan won't become the new Jamaica after all. The parent close county cardinal trucks have been given a dazzling display in the summer sky. Nearly 2 months after the Juno spacecraft slipped into orbit around Jupiter, the solar powered. Probe made it pass about 26 miles over the giant planet's cover of Pentecost Saturday, the closest planet encountered during it. Researchers at MIT have just made a discovery that could totally change how we manifest itself in the future. A scientist was sent by a huge MIT discovery. President Obama urged Congress to make Zika funded as prior after members return from a 7-week summer break, saying the delay has put Americans at risk. The cost of EpiPens are going through the roof in major stations. Speaking at the American Academy of Pediatrics says, wait, and an ongoing controversy over Mount's decision to check out the price of the EpiPen, which millions of people in breast cancer patients. Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump has publicly tried to reach out to monitor voters, but that which may be aimed at improving his standing with suburban white voters. Maryland's normally underdog Republican Party has kept nearly pace with the state Democrats in fundraising over 19 months, setting up what expected to be an unusually competitive 2018 election cycle. Alright, take a look at some local news from the Sun Chronicle. Foxborough, the first night of Kenny Chesney's concert at July Seaman Friday night was relatively calm according to arrest figures released Saturday by the Foxborough police. The 2-day country event, which in the past has drawn sold-out crowds to the Route 1 Stadium, concluded Saturday night. Foxborough Police Lieutenant Richard Noonan said 49,915 people attended Friday night's version of the concert. Just 400 people were taken into custody. Those 34 were placed in protected custody, which included 1 juvenile, police said. 7 people were arrested on criminal charges, which included disorderly conduct, resisting arrest, and a minor possession of alcohol and malicious destruction of property under $250. Foxborough Police Chief Edward O'Leary, who also headed security for the stadium events, recruited about 1 safe out law enforcement officer to assist back-to-back nights of concerts, which is more the level of staffing used for New England Patriots games. Seacom, Town Clerk Jan Parker obtained the permission from the board that the selectmen to sell 15 uncovered graves in the town cemetery on Newman Avenue. Parmesan, Massachusetts Marine Coastal Society Seam has freed 2 leatherback sea turtles became tangled in an equipment Cape Cod Bay and warned mariners to watch out for them more than them. The Marine Animal Entanglement response that team at the Center for Coastal Studies said that Saturday that there have been It creates sightings of larval bark turtles, meaning that they likely move into the local waters to forage for jellyfish. The team says mariners should look at entangled turtles and report sightings, meaning, but they say it's safe distance from the animals. Newburyport, Massachusetts, at 46. Firefighter has been taken to the hospital, but feeling exhausted and several others have been right after a smoky fire destroyed the 3-story house and several vehicles on Plum Island. Okay, take a look at New England's alerts. 2 alarm fire at Waltham, Massachusetts, 55 Brown Street in Waltham, Massachusetts, and fire is knocked down. And in Randolph, Massachusetts, a fire at 4 McDonald Drive. Peter Jones News Time is now 11:05 on this late Saturday night. It's time now for a weather 10 out for traffic and transit report in this late Saturday night. Let's start off at the MBT. Come your way with West Line notice. West Line train 1560 operator regular schedule 11 p.m. from Worcester Union Station. But otherwise, the commuter rail is looking good. On the subway system, so also to experience minor delays, and buses placed in red lines start rest between Braintree and Quincy Center starts on tonight and tomorrow from start to the end of the service. But otherwise, the subway is looking good, and on the ferries, they are looking good. Okay, let's take a look at some highways and byways. Where it start you off down in New York City, where 95 on the northbound side it is back to Fort Lee through the Bronx to the George Washington Bridge. 95 southbound side back to the Bronx to the George Washington Bridge. Lawrence Expressway westbound side back to Brooklyn to Midtown Tunnel on the westbound eastbound side back to Midtown Tunnel before 278. Brooklyn Queens Expressway westbound side backed up from 25 all the way out to the Brooklyn. 278 on the eastbound side is backed up for the Brooklyn stretch. 278 westbound side backed up on the Williamsburg and Brooklyn bridges down the Battery Tunnel, and 278 of the westbound side is backed up from Verizon's Bridge to Staten Island. Belt Parkway westbound side is backed up for the JFK Airport. 678 on the northbound side is backed up after the Belt Parkway all the way to the Queens. 670 on the northbound side back to the Flushing towards the Park Westfield Bridge. Park Deck Bridge on the northbound side it is slow go. West side highway and southbound side back to Fort Lincoln Tunnel, Midtown Manhattan. Lincoln Tunnel is backed up on both ends. And the Holland Tunnel it's slow go. Eldon, Connecticut, it is little slow on the A4 westbound side around Route 91 in Hartford, but otherwise, highways and byways at Connecticut are looking good. Down in Rhode Island, southeastern Massachusetts, looking good. Mass parking on both ends backed up to the Austin Back tolls, but otherwise, it's looking good in eastern Massachusetts. 291 and southbound side backed up to the Mass Park in Springfield. Up in Northern New England, 95 and southbound side backed up after 101 in Hampton, New Hampshire. And Vermont, New Hampshire, main highways, otherwise, they are looking good. And in New York State 3 westbound side backed up before 290 in Buffalo. In New York State 3 is back to brand 481 in Syracuse and in Pennsylvania. Highways and byways in Pennsylvania looking good. 781 in southbound side backed up towards Harrisburg. And 676 to the westbound side backed around the Center City, Philadelphia. And New Jersey Turnpike southbound side backed up just before the Delaware Memorial Bridge. And down in Baltimore and DC. Starting off down in Baltimore where the Harbor Tunnel on both ends is backed up in Baltimore. 695 in the southbound side backed around 895 in Glenbury, Maryland. Out in DC. Capital Beltway is backed up between Route 50 and the Baltimore-Washington Parkway and Greenbelt and Bowie, Maryland. But otherwise, highways and byways at DC are looking good. Peter Channel News Time, 11:08 on this late Saturday night, and it's time now for a weather report and the latest on the traffic. And this is the latest on gust storms now. Category 1 storm with 85 miles an hour with 20.6 north, 54.2 to the west, moving northwest at 8 miles an hour. And the public advisory gust storm getting a hurricane now with 85 miles per wind. There are no coast watch waters in effect at 11 p.m. at certain time. The center hurricane gust storm was located in latitude 29.6 in the north. Latitude 54.2 to the west. Gust storm is moving toward the northwestern 8 miles an hour. Gust storm should slow down during the next day or so with a turn toward the north forecast on Monday. Maximum sustained winds of increased to 85 miles an hour with higher gusts. Some strength in this forecast during the next 48 hours. Hurricane force winds 10 hours up to 15 miles an hour from the center. 12 storm force winds 10 hours up to 140 miles an hour. And estimated minimum set pressure is 98 millibars at 28.94 inches. Alright. So service number 1. An area of low pressure centered near the north coast of central Cuba is a little better defined this afternoon and is producing a log, but there's an area of stars and thunderstorms that is development of the system and is expected to be slow walk to occur while it interacts with the terrain and Cuba fight Sunday. Environmental conditions are forecast to become a little more conductive when the low moves to the southeast of Gulf of Mexico on Monday. Reports from the Cuban Meteorological Service indicate that 3 to 5 inches of rain have Falling in portions of the island this afternoon, these rains are likely to continue primarily over the portions of the eastern and central Cuba tonight and Sunday. Gust winds and local area rainfall probably occurring on over portions of the Bahamas, and this activity will spread into parts of the southern Florida and the Florida Keys by Sunday. Interest elsewhere in the Eastern Gulf of Mexico should continue to monitor the progress of this service. Anyway, Hurricane Hunter aircraft is scheduled to investigate its system on Sunday. Formation chance of 4 hours. Medium 4%. Formation chance of 5 days. Medium 50%. In service number 2, the broader area of low pressure is located about 150 miles southwest of Bermuda as become alligator and the associated shower activity remains poorly organized. The development in this system is any likely to be slow to occur during the proximity of a dry air during the next couple of days. The low is forecast to move westward then west-northwest around 10 miles out toward the coast of North Carolina, where the conditions are not favorable for development. For additional information in this system, see high seas forecast issued by the National Weather Service. And information chance for 4 hours. Low 30%. Information chance for 5 days. Low 30%. Alright! It turned out to be a warm day, but it was a beautiful Saturday in the weather department and expected tomorrow to be the same. Alright, 7-day forecast goes like this. Overnight, most clouds go to about 60 degrees. Calm wind for Sunday, sun's got about 85 degrees. Calm wind becoming south on 5 miles in the afternoon. For Sunday night, punch after 2 a.m. Forecast got about 62 degrees. South about 5 miles an hour. For Monday, punch out about a slight 20% chance of showers, thunderstorms. 187 degrees. Southwest about 6 miles an hour. Chance of is 20%. Monday night, most clouds go about 63 degrees. Hot off wind for Tuesday. Sunday, forecast got about 83, about 63 degrees. Wednesday, most clouds go about 87 degrees. Wednesday night, chance of showers, thunderstorms. Most clouds go about 64 degrees. Chance of 30%. For Thursday, most of the Sunday forecast go about 80 to about 56 degrees. Friday, Sunday, most schools go about 75, but below about 52 degrees. And for Saturday, Sunday's go about 78 degrees. Clear here, not here. It is a mostly cloudy skies, and the temperature here in Naughton is 66 degrees. Humidity of 87%, and that is going to be it for the period till 11 o'clock news, and it's late. So yeah, August 27th, 2016, I'm pretty sure. Hope you have a good night, with a good party day, and I'll see you tomorrow morning with more. Good night.